All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Jagruti Yatra Meet the Yatripreneur Google Hangout series. My name is Anant Krishna. I'll be the moderator for today's discussion with our guest. And please use the Q&A tab to ask your questions. And I can call you out when your time comes. Also, before we start, if you want to be featured in this Yatripreneur series, please do drop an email to ashwinyogesh@gmail.com. He's our producer for this show, and we'll be very happy to have you in one of these series. And getting back to our guest, today's Yatripreneur is Ketan Parmar. He has enterprise in organic farming, and in his own words, it covers end-to-end in organic farming. Ketan, welcome to Meet the Yatripreneur.
Thank you, Anand.
All right, tell us about Krishi Naturals.
Um, Krishi Naturals is a social enterprise with a for-profit model and working in an organic farming space.
Okay.
So, what we do is we create farmer groups. So we go to villages with an audiovisual presentations.
Uh-huh.
So we tell to our farmers through our presentations that why organic farming is needed. First of all, for your profitability, because that's what they care for.
Right.
Then for your soil, as it is becoming unproductive, and then for your health.
Right.
So whoever shows interest, we register them, we form cluster-based groups, and
Right.
After that we start the training. So we have a knowledge partners. Our knowledge partners are like experienced organic farmers who have been doing organic farming since many years, and NGOs and voluntary organizations working for a promotion of organic farming.
Okay, so that is the farming side of it. Now, what about the consumer side of it?
Yeah, so through them we train these farmer groups free of cost in organic farming methods. And the training also includes bit of post-harvest management.
Okay.
Yeah, so in this, the same way we go to urban areas, we organize presentations for the communities, housing societies, and we tell them that why organic farming is needed, why you should consume organic farming, the benefits of organic farming, all these things we explain to them. And we register them. So we form a group of consumers as well. We subscribe them for the entire season.
Right.
So we supply. So we make for this farmer groups produce organic vegetables. We procure them. We process pack them, and we deliver to their customers' doorsteps.
And what is your region now? Right now, you're operating in?
We are operating in Baroda. We have started from Baroda in Gujarat. And now we are on a scaling up stage, so we look forward for other cities like Ahmedabad and Surat.
And where are your farmers located predominantly?
My farmers are predominantly located around Baroda. You can say 100 kilometers of area of Baroda. Around.
I see. Yeah. I see. And now you also, how many, just give a sense of numbers. How many numbers are we looking at? Like how many farmers you have in your pocket and how many consumers approximately?
Okay. So, as I said, along with organic farming, we had another thing for milk of indigenous cows, that is A2 milk. So, including them, we are working somewhere around 180 to 200 farmers as of now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So what are the problems do farmers face? Just very briefly, what are the problems the farmers face out there to get organically certified and to enter your enterprise, into your system?
Okay. So the problem with the certification, so there are two types of certification. One is a third-party certification. So there are individual agencies, for-profit agencies, accredited by APIDA, a government agency.
Right.
So they charge the farmers for getting the certification, and that third-party certification only is valid for international markets.
Okay.
So for farmers it's pretty costly. Even if they go for group certification, then also it's costly.
And
moreover, it's not farmer friendly. That's what I feel.
I see.
Another kind of certification is participatory guarantee certification, through which you can sell locally. It's something like joint liability groups. Farmer groups themselves monitor themselves and certify themselves. So it's more of a participatory and farmer friendly and cost effective as well for farmers.
And that is your prescribed now method to go at it, is it?
Yeah. So we are working with Ketan. Through them we are certifying our farmers through PGS.
I see. And now, how do you deal with consumers who have questions for you saying, how do you know it's organic, like that? Do you show them a certificate or do you connect them to the farmer? What do you do?
So there are multiple ways actually. Um, as I said, we reach out to our consumers directly with presentations,
Uh-huh.
right? So we tell to our consumers that you can be so brand conscious about the things which you don't consume, like your mobile phone, your car, right? So why
Right.
can't you be so brand conscious about the food, which is actually a basic source of life?
Right.
So we say that you should be brand conscious about your food. So if you are eating brinjal in your dinner, you should know that which farmer, who has grown it, where he has grown it, what
Right.
kind of methods have been used to grow this brinjals. So we provide them the full data of who has grown what throughout the season. So let's say we have 500 families subscribed with us. So all of them will
Achha.
have perfect data of farmers who has grown what and where.
So you have
So that's
end-to-end
how we
tracking then.
provide.
You
Yeah,
track everything that is grown in the fields up to
yeah.
all the way to the plate.
Yeah, and so we have monitoring visits. So we are working on an online platform. So consumers will be able to know directly that through images and videos, they'll be able to know who has grown what, and they'll have biography of the farmer. So
Fantastic.
we are working on
Fantastic.
that. So
Fantastic. Now, when you had this, idea, how did you go about it? I mean, I guess you were working with farmers before. You had that experience, but to go on your own and set this up as an enterprise, walk us through that. What you did from an idea and from there.
okay, so it was started as a pilot project. I was pursuing my post graduation in social entrepreneurship from Mumbai test.
Uh-huh.
So as a part of it, I launched a pilot project in the summer of 2011, I guess.
Right.
And yeah, so throughout, I mean, after the pilot, the response was so good from farmers, and so after that, it continued as a formal venture.
I see.
And after I passed out, I came back. I started working with the same farmer groups, and slowly, things built up.
But where did you
So
get the money from? I mean, when you said I'm going to go on my own and set this up an enterprise, did you need
okay,
some money at that point? I mean, or were you getting some of the income? Were you bootstrapping, as they say? You're having a job and you're doing this on the side, or
okay,
just give us an idea as
okay,
far as money is concerned.
okay. So TISS has got a program in collaboration with Development Bank of Singapore.
Okay.
So there is a TISS device social entrepreneurship program.
Uh-huh.
So it was launched to support the social entrepreneurs coming out of this course from TISS.
Right.
Yeah. So with that, I got seed funding from
Right.
DBS
Mhm.
social entrepreneurship program and a fellowship as well.
Okay, that was good to
Yeah.
support initially.
Yeah.
You through all this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about the business model because you seem to be doing quite a bit. You're dealing with farmers. You're actually making sure that they're doing the right thing, and then you're dealing with consumers. You're also dealing with transport, logistics.
Yeah.
So what was your decision to control everything? I mean, it's not easy, right?
Yeah. True. Yeah, I mean, you are pretty much right, Anant. I was controlling everything in the value chain,
Hmm.
but then I'll say it was a part of a grand strategy because when you are new, when you start up, you have to prove yourself. So you have to prove the entire concept,
Right.
and then so the simple solution would be to have partners for looking after the production and all, right? At the
Uh huh.
farmer's end,
Yeah.
maybe some NGOs or some farmer groups, right? So
Right.
they look after the production and all. But initially, you are new, you have nothing to show, right? And you approach these organizations, then nobody is going to listen to you, right?
Right.
So I was knowing that, so I started with doing everything in the value chain.
Hmm.
But after that, we created a good buzz in and around,
Uh huh.
and so now we are getting organizations like some of one farmer group, a big national NGO contacted us. They are like they've got big projects for organic farming, and
Right.
they want some partner for forward linkages. So now slowly we are handing over the production and processing packaging part to them,
Uh huh.
and now we are focusing our efforts on marketing and distribution. So that's
So
how this
when you say forward linkages, you mean to the consumer, right? Not to the back
yes.
end, process to grow and certify and all that, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be facilitated farmer group, so as I said, I have a knowledge network for organic farming.
Right.
So we'll be providing training support to these organizations on whatever organic farming methods we have devised.
Right.
And so that is the only part we'll have in the backward linkages part. And more our efforts will be now on scaling up, covering more families, more cities.
Okay,
That's how we are placed.
We'll come to scaling in a minute. I just want to understand the challenges you face, with logistics also, because it takes a lot of things to move this, package it, store it, and deliver it to the consumer, the end user, right? So, give us an insight into some of the challenges you face with logistics.
Yeah. So initially, when I started, logistics was definitely an issue. You are pretty much right. Um, so initially, we had issues like timings were not correct. I mean, everything was outsourced. Well, we had hired vehicles, hired drivers, and all outsourced.
Huh,
So there was no perfect timing as per the procurement, processing, packaging, and delivery, home delivery thing.
huh,
So that was one challenge. Another challenge was cost was pretty high of the
right,
distribution.
right,
Yeah, but slowly as we moved on, we came up with some innovations, you can say, in logistics, in supply chain, in distribution.
right.
So with that, we have been able to minimize our cost and improve our time efficiency.
So let's go back to the business model, right? I mean, you did everything. You did the backward, you did the middle, and the forward with the consumer marketing as well. Now, when you
Okay.
look ahead, where do you see yourself going? I mean, you said you're going more towards forward linkages. I mean,
Yeah.
are you on? Are you sure that's the strategy ahead for you? And just worry, deal with backward with somebody reliable.
Okay. So it's like a farmer groups and NGO.
Uh huh.
So they have some impact measures to show to their funders, right?
Right.
So from our part, we are promising them to sell whatever they are going to produce through farmer groups as much as we
Okay.
can, so
Okay.
that it can generate more income for these farmer groups as we pay premium to these farmers always,
Right.
right? On their part, they have this commitment of quality and quantity in
Right.
terms of production.
Right. Just to give an insight, Ketan, how much time by percentage did you spend on each part of the value chain? Let's say with the farmers, let's say with the logistics, and let's say with the marketing. Just give a percentage in the last 2 years. Just throw a number.
Okay. Um, I would say 60-65% to backward linkages
Okay.
and rest of to the forward linkages part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So majority with the farmers, the producers.
Yes. Yes. You have to. You have to. In such kind of model, you have to. Your
You have to build
backward linkages should be
relationships with
strong.
them. You have to
Yeah.
build relationships with them. You have to
Yes.
build trust with them, right?
Yes. Ultimately,
Ketan,
how we.
you're breaking up with your audio. Can you not move your microphone? Then it won't,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
So no problem. So now, just quickly on the pricing strategies, can you give an insight on how you price things? Like market may like today onion is like so much.
Okay.
Tomorrow inflation is going crazy. Something happens. How do you deal with that? Being a small entrepreneur.
Okay. So the pricing thing. Um, what we do is it's a costing base. So there is a involvement of farmers as well. It's not only we deciding the prices. So there is a
Okay,
meeting and there is a cooperative effort for deciding the prices. So farmers have the say in the management.
I see.
So before the start of the season, we sit with our farmer groups. We come to a prices and we fix that prices, and prices remain the same throughout the season.
Throughout the
So
season. Wow.
yeah, yeah, because
Okay.
so there is a lot of uh, perishable prices are pretty much volatile in the market, if you know.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and if you closely observe, there will be only 10-15 days when farmers will get more initially
Okay.
when the season
Okay.
starts. After that, generally they get very low, right? To quote an example, when we started in the 2012 winter, I guess,
Uh huh.
tomato prices were down drastically. I mean, farmers were getting 2 to 3 rupees per kg tomato. I mean, that's not good enough to meet their cost of production.
Right.
And at that time, we fixed price somewhere around 14 rupees per kg,
Right.
and we paid them that price throughout the season. So
Wow. Okay.
farmers understand that So whatever prices we decide, there will be a phase in the season when the market prices go up than our fixed price. But then farmers know that it won't be stable for many days.
Right.
So
But
that's how they
since
are.
we're talking about money and payments, do you give payments upfront or do you negotiate, say that I'll give it 30 days after, or talk a little bit about payment strategies. I don't want to go too much in detail, just at a high level.
Yeah, we make payment every 10 to 15 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So our field
So
coordinator generally transferred money, and he calls all these farmers and he pays the money.
okay,
Slowly we are creating online account, so there will be online transfer very soon.
now you talked a little bit about scaling. Can you talk about, when you look at it, do you want to grow slowly or do you want to go big, get some external money and just, go massive? What is your thought process right now?
Okay, so there is always a talk about horizontal scaling, right? And I think that being a social enterprise, focus should also be there on a vertical scaling. I mean, the current farmer groups. So you cannot just touch up one part of their livelihood and move away, right?
Right.
So you have you until and unless you don't see um, deep impact into their livelihood, right? So that's we call a vertical scaling, right? So that's how I will say I'll go very slowly. I don't want to
Mhm.
move too quick because I want to reach out to these farmers and contribute as much as I this venture and myself can for
Right.
their livelihood improvement.
Now, to do all this, you need a team. Are you having a team? You have a co-founder? Are you doing it alone? How is
Yeah,
it structured?
yeah. So I have a team, a co-founder team, and employees as well. So we are a total 11 people in the team.
I see. And this is not including the logistics people. This is not including your field level people, is it?
Including everything, I'll say. Okay,
Okay.
so include two of the field coordinators, then we are somewhere around 13.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah,
And then, so you want to grow organically, to use the word, since we're using organic everywhere. You want to grow slowly, right?
yeah.
So when you talk to customers, what are their apprehensions when they deal with you? I mean, what are the feedback do you get about this whole organic field and your pricing and everything?
Okay. So most our consumers understand what we are doing, the social value of it,
Uh-huh.
the environmental value of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, there are customers who are concerned for pricing. They find it costly, and it
Right.
is. There are customers who have issues of variety, as we supply seasonal, as we say that food should be organic, seasonal, and local. So,
Right.
we only grow seasonal varieties. So there are customers who have this issue of variety as well. But slowly, as they build relationship with us, they understand the value of it. So,
But
and
do
there
you
are
need to? Okay, go
there
ahead.
are
Sorry. Sorry.
continuous farmer consumer meets. So at the end of every season, we organize a farmer consumer meet where consumers from city go to the farms, they interact with the farmers, and they understand each other's issues. So that makes our work easy.
Is the presence of all these supermarkets now getting into this organic thing, is that a threat for you? Do you see that as a threat, or do you say that, listen, I have close relationships, I have complete transparency, I give better value for you, and the customers appreciate that than going to a supermarket chain?
I don't see any competition at all.
Uh-huh.
Because if you see supermarkets, they generally have non-perishable things in their inventory in
Right.
organic,
Uh-huh.
right? And there are very few stores where you get perishables, and my main product is perishables, organic vegetables, right?
Right.
So yeah, which is anyway not that easily available in the market. So I don't see any competition at all.
Right. um, Tell us some of the lessons learned, when you look back in the last 2 years you've been in business. What are some of the lessons you have learned?
Um, okay, so one lesson, the major thing would be uh, you have to be committed. You have to be ziddy for whatever you are doing, because
Uh-huh.
there are stages in entrepreneurial life. There's a stagnation period. There are some phases where uh, something doesn't work out, so which actually can demoralize you.
Right.
So there is a family pressure. So there are many things which can demoralize you, and you have to be pretty much committed for doing this. Another thing I found out is like until and unless you don't have a good rapport with the community, the whole system goes down.
Right. Right.
So you have to have very good relationship with the community. It should not only be the formal relationship. You should have the informal relationship with the community. Otherwise,
Right.
it's difficult to sustain.
Right. Right. That's a good point. What advice do you give? I mean, is that the same advice that you would give to other people who are entering this? Thinking of doing this as an
Yeah,
enterprise?
yeah. I mean, I find entrepreneurship pretty much subjective. There cannot be any standardized thing. But yeah, I'll say that throughout my exploration, I found out that ziddi hona padega for your idea for whatever you are doing.
Right.
Um, Otherwise, so that alone, your zid alone can bring all these virtues like commitment, passion, enthusiasm. Everything is attached with your zid. So
Right.
that's what you have to do.
I just want to summarize the entire last 20 minutes of discussion. You said that it is very important to have relationships with your back end and forward end, right? Am I right? Just to
Yeah,
summarize the entire discussion, it's all about relationships, it's all about trust, and it's all about perseverance, that commitment. You have this enterprise going, you are going to be committed no matter what, right?
true.
All right, then, man, I'm going to open it for questions. Does anybody have questions? Anybody have questions? Amit, you have a question? Anybody have questions? All right, I guess, Ketan, you don't get any questions. I guess we covered everything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ketan, for your time. We wish from Jagriti Yatra, Krishi Naturals all the best. I hope to see you again in the future.
Thank you, Anand.
Thanks. Yaro chalo. See you
Yaro
next
chalo.
week. Yeah, bye.
Bye.